Quick update on the fishing setup. I've actually done some DIY mods to my ocean kayak big game Prowler. And this is I think this boat is 12.9, but done some stuff to it over the years that I've had it here for kayak bass fishing. And I'll just kind of walk around here first and show you what it looks like, kind of the view, what it looks like, and then we'll start in the front and move back. So up front here, one of the things I did is I found a shovel handle at Farm and Fleet and tied it to a piece of strong rope, hooked it to the front handle, and it's kind of a stand-up assist. So that's kind of a DIY stand-up assist. And the other thing with ocean kayak is they don't have a lot of rail accessories and stuff like that on them. I wanted a place to mount my fish finder and a rod holder in the center for, when I'm not, basically after I catch a fish, want a place to put the rod. I was using the flush mounted rod holders, but then when I went to grab my paddle one time, I had a fishing rod that ended up in the bottom of the lake that I didn't get back. So wanted something a little more secure, so I did the rod holder there. And then I've got a Garmin Striker 4 fish finder. There's I did the duck seal mount in hull, so the sonar shoots through the hull. Notice the plug here for running the wires in. So the battery's in the hull, the wiring's in the hull, and kind of gives me a place to keep everything tucked away. Then got my donkey leash here for tournament fishing. Want to keep a bass in the water while you're getting your board and everything ready. Then underneath the seat, what I did with the seat, you notice that I did a previous video that has a seat bracket that I did. It's a do-it-yourself seat bracket to get a raised seat up off of the deck instead of sitting on the deck. Raises you up a little bit, raises the center of gravity slightly. But I got a new seat this year. Had a friend that does aluminum welding weld me a frame for a stadium seat, and it's just zip tied on. 4 zip ties that are, I think they're all rated 170 pounds each. And that gives me a little tray. I set my grappling anchor here. I've got a system, so when I deploy the anchor, obviously I've got my reel and my float, and then this allows me to run my anchor all the way to the front and also run it to the back. And that works pretty well. Right now, the way I've got it set for about 8 feet of water. So if I'm in 8 feet of water, all I got to do is toss the anchor overboard. I don't have to do any adjustments on the reel depth itself. So other thing here under the seat, got a little basket. I just got a silverware basket or one of those drawer organizers from Walmart. Keep some of my soft plastics, some of the tools I use regularly in there, and that kind of allows them to slide underneath the seat, gives me some under seat storage. And then towards the back, the nice thing about this seat folds down for transport, and I'll show you. I also have a way to adjust the seat cushioning, so I've got a little bit more for a longer fishing day. But then the black pack is in the back. My son gave me that for Christmas last year, so I mounted my catch board to that. There's a piece of Yak Attack track on there with the catch board holder. Allows me a place to keep my board up and out of the way, out from underneath my feet. And then, of course, the other DIY thing that I have here on the back, you'll notice, actually a couple things. First thing is the flag. I've actually got a lighted flag for night fishing. When you're out and you got to have a nav light. See if I can get this here. So when you need your nav light, obviously I've got the American flag and then the orange flag for visibility during the day. But then at night, I can flip that on, and it doesn't seem like it's real bright right now, but I found a DIY kit on the YouTube, and basically made it put a switch on here so I can flick the switch. And believe it or not, at night when it's dark, that light gives off enough light to navigate by, and also to do a few things you can see when you cast, that sort of thing. The other DIY I did is built a cart out of PVC. This is 1-inch Schedule 40 PVC, and I've got it mounted on here. This is the way it goes when I'm on the water and I want to take my cart with me for portaging or whatever. There are also options if you have a boat ramp. Obviously you don't need the wheels, but it gives them a place to ride on the back there, and they're just held on by a bungee. But I do quite a bit of fishing in areas where if you didn't have a cart, it would be kind of tough to drag something this size with as much stuff as I carry with me when I fish. Then on this side, I did mount another Yak Attack rail piece. This kind of doubles. I can either use this to secure my paddle. One of the things I find when I'm doing a bass tournament is I need a place to secure my paddle so it's not falling off, whatever. And so I put the roto paddle holder on there. I'm thinking about getting there's a dual cradle, and maybe putting a little more of this track on that top flat rail and adjusting it so I can have a little more adjustability. But you'll notice that the fish finder, and then this is kind of the view from sitting in the seat, what you would get in front of your foot pegs. Got a place to, I just lay my net up on top up there in case I got to use that. So I'm going to do the seat adjustment here and show you for longer fishing days the cushioning that I designed, the idea that I got for the seat. For those longer days on the water, I wanted a little more cushioning to the seat. The other thing I noticed is with the stadium seat, over time, the material that's on the back stretches out and it starts to bow out and makes you lean back quite a bit. So what I did is I just bought some of these, it's kind of a foam hunting pad, and then these were kneeling pads for like gardening. And what I did is I put a bungee strap around there and put that cushioning in there. That's just enough cushioning to make that seat very comfortable. And I've had some days where I've fished quite a long time, up to 6 hours sitting down. I don't stand up on this. I probably could. It's not as stable as some of the newer kayaks. This is 2011, I believe, Big Game Prowler. It's the first model that the Big Game Prowler came out with, or that Ocean Kayak came out with. And so it's served me well. It's been a good boat. I've been able to compete in KBF state tournaments and do fairly well for myself with it. It's paddle power only, but one of the reasons why I started doing this was for some exercise anyway. So the seat upgrade was the first thing. Putting the electronics on was the next thing, and then once I did the black pack, put that in there with the rod holders. There's some other adjustments and stuff I want to make there, and then of course the cart to get myself around. So hopefully you guys, gives you some ideas. If you got any questions, throw them in the comment section. I'll be glad to answer them for you.